The Andes Mountains stretch endlessly across South America, majestic, silent, and ancient, but hidden beneath their beauty lies a terrifying chapter of human horror. Between the late 1960s and early 1980s, over 300 young girls vanished across Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. For years, no one knew who was behind it, until a man was caught in 1980, a man who would later confess to killing hundreds. His name was Pedro Alonso López. The world would come to know him as the Monster of the Andes. Pedro Lopez was born on October 8, 1948, in Tolima, Colombia, the seventh of 13 children. His father, a police officer, was killed in a civil war before Pedro was born. His mother, reportedly abusive, worked as a sex worker. At age 8, after being caught fondling his sister, Pedro was thrown out of the house. He ran away and would never return. Instead, he lived on the violent streets of Bogotá, where he joined a gang of street kids. There Pedro experienced one of the most traumatic moments of his life. He was gang-raped by older men. That moment, according to Lopez, planted the seed of hatred, rage, and his desire for control. As a child, he survived through petty theft, eventually getting picked up by an American family who sent him to school. But even that didn't last. He ran away again. By the age of 18, Pedro had already been arrested multiple times. In jail, he claimed he was again sexually assaulted, and he vowed that when he got out he would take revenge. But not on the men who hurt him. His rage was redirected towards the most vulnerable little girls. Over the next decade, Pedro Lopez became a drifter. He traveled through Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, sleeping in alleys, hitchhiking between towns, and watching. His victims were always the same young girls, often between 8 and 12 years old. Lopez claimed he raped and murdered at least 3 girls per week. He buried many in mass graves, often returning to the sites later to talk to their corpses. This pattern went unnoticed for years. Pedro Lopez calmly confessed to killing over 300 girls across 3 countries. He took investigators to shallow graves, dozens of them, where the remains of children were found, just as he described. Despite the scale of his crimes, Ecuador's maximum sentence at the time was just 16 years. He was convicted in 1983. In 1994, after serving 14 years, Pedro Lopez was released. He was deported to Colombia, where he was briefly rearrested and held in a mental hospital, but even that didn't last. In 1998, he was declared sane and released on $50 bail. That was the last confirmed sighting of Pedro Lopez. Since then, he has vanished.